Ruci is what everybody likes. Ruci means taste. And it's even a little funny when you read the symptoms of Ruci. So this is the, in Madhurya Kadambini is the fifth shower of nectar, Amrita Vrishti. Fifth shower of nectar. So obviously this is a very beautiful stage. So it's coming after Nishta. So if somebody feels, oh, I don't have taste, it's normal until we clear the anarthas. So the 9 stages which lead to prema, the goal of life, are Shraddha. Before Shraddha, we have some kind of mercy of devotees and visiting the holy places, associating with devotees. But then Shraddha is a serious interest in, Prabhupada says, something sublime, something that there is some higher reality. And if there is this higher reality, I want to touch it. I want to experience it. I'm interested to experience it. So that's Shraddha. Basically, as soon as you have some transcendental goal, if you want the absolute truth, you don't want another fantasy, you don't want some comfortable imagination or something. You want the reality, and you want to stop wearing all different masks and become who you are. Yeah, this is the definition of mukti in the Bhagavatam. Muktir hitva anyatharupam svarupena vyavastiti. What is mukti? Freedom, liberation, is giving up anyatharupa, false forms, any false forms, and svarupena, becoming established in one's true form, in one's true constitutional position, nature. So we know from Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, Jivara Swarupa Hoya, Krishna era Nitya Das, and we even have, I think, from Varaha Purana, that Harer Dasa Bhuto, that something similar, that Jiva is a servant of the Supreme Lord by its nature. This is Jivara Swarupa Hoya. So prema is perfection when we manifest, when we develop, when we uncover our eternal love. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabonoi. Prema is not artificial, but when we hear and chant, then it rises, it becomes manifest. It's the nature of the soul. You can see Srila Prabhupada emphasizes this again and again. Some people say that he said it only for the Westerners, that you have been with Krishna. But Bhagavatam was written in 61, 62, 63, long before he went to the West. And if you read the purports in the Bhagavatam, you see, first canto, you will see he addresses this to Indian elite. That was his plan B. Plan A was to become a billionaire. Because the astrologers told him he will be super rich. He'll be one of the richest people in India, which I think he became ultimately. But he thought through business. So he had pharmaceutical companies, he had pharmacies, and he was well on the way to be quite rich. And he didn't wait. He was already supporting the Bombay Gaudiya Math, Prayag temple he opened. He started printing the magazine, and that was his plan A. And then it didn't work. Somebody stole all the equipment, and this fell down, this didn't work. So plan A didn't work. So then his plan B was to preach to Indian elite. And you can see he tried to meet him. We have a picture of him with Lal Bahadur Shastri, the Prime Minister. He met prominent dignitaries, League of Devotees, yes. But also it didn't much work in those days. You can see it was Srila Prabhupada was quite disappointed with politics and the mood in India. Jawaharlal Nehru, how he arranged things, and the mood. People were not so eager. So then his plan C was to go to the West and preach to the elite in the West. Also didn't work. So then plan A, B, C, D was to just preach in the yoga studio. Didn't work. Plan E, he went to the most derelict place, Bowery, which was scary place. I don't think you even have places like this in Munich. Is it? I don't think we even have something like this. In American they call it skid row.
Oh, you have like in Netherlands or
Maybe in Hamburg and in Berlin we have something like
Hamburg,
this, right?
yes.
Maybe
Not
some,
in Munich.
but no, Munich is too clean for this. Drunks and something strange.
No-go zones.
Yeah, no-go zone. Yeah. So he went there, and all of a sudden, these special people, hippies, who were seeking for knowledge and could give up material pursuits. They didn't have enough vairagya and zagun, not enough detachment. So that's why it didn't transform for them into something special. But they took interest in Bhakti Yoga, they took interest in Kirtan, and they joined Prabhupada. So that was plan E. But you can see already in India he writes, back to Godhead, all of us already have eternal relationship with Krishna. So it's not just a Western technique, we can say this is the emphasis for the modern person. That a modern person, the reality of this, whether we have been with Krishna or not, is transcendental. It's something that's beyond time, beyond causality, and therefore you will see that sometimes some acharyas in India will emphasize, especially like Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, they will emphasize more the side of Krishna, it's Krishna's decision. More like here you have Protestants in this mood, so it's more Krishna's decision. But it was in very civilized cultural milieu or environment in India, where even they say to you that it's all his decision and he put you here and he controls your life, and you will not become lazy. You still will follow your duty, you will do your duty to your family and society, and also your religious duties. But if you tell this to the modern person, whether here or in India, we will say, oh, if he put me here, then let him do sadhana. Let him chant japa. If that was his decision, why should I do work? It's the modern person. So therefore, now it's more important to emphasize responsibility. You can see for the Srila Prabhupada, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it's like half-half. But Prabhupada, 90%, he emphasizes it's your wrong choice, which is correct. Both pictures are reflections of reality. But Prabhupada emphasizes our choice. So this is recovering our true eternal position in connection with Krishna. So Shraddha already is very beautiful. Already by Shraddha you can buy Shuddhanam, which is Krishna himself. And one Shuddhanam can purify you of all karma. So we discussed karma is finished, right? By already at Bhajana Kriya, almost completely. Then sadhu sangha, you associate consciously with sadhus. Then Bhajana Kriya, you start practicing devotional service as recommended by the Shastra and by the Acharyas. So you chant japa, you attend kirtan, you do puja, and all the other forms. Study, hear katha, read katha, different kinds of katha. And then anartha nivriti. Anartha nivriti, removal of anarthas. And of course, anartha nivriti sometimes looks like it's a very, very long period, and it can be a very long period. It can take lifetimes. If you're not careful, it can bahujanma koreya deshavana kirtana tabotana Krishna pade premanhana. We can actually chant and hear for many lives and still not achieve the treasure of Krishna's lotus feet. So therefore we have to understand what is anartha and how to deal, and also give sufficient effort in our practice in our sadhana, so that anarthas are conquered. So we were discussing how we see in the process of bhakti, we discover the dark side of our desires. So Prabhupada says it's a special mercy of Krishna that he reveals all this dark side which we were denying. We were saying, no, I don't have it. And then when it is opened, we become shocked. And sometimes it's very unpleasant to see all of these dark urges inside ourselves. So this is anartha nivriti. First we see, first these things are revealed to us. In the beginning we try to shift the blame, accuse somebody else. We try to say, no, it's not me, it's Bhakta John. Or no, it's my Bhakta leader. He, because he is rough, because he is bad association, that's why I have these. Or because he criticized this Vaishnava, and this was an apparat, so now I heard it, so this is bad influence. So I try to shift onto somebody that, no, it's not my lust, not my anger, not my envy, it's the bad influence. I'm good, but he created a bad influence on me. But then we become humble and we understand that yes, I have these desires. In my mind there is this dirt. It's not pleasant to accept, but yes, it's there. And then instead of denying it, and the neophyte basically tries to deny. He just tries to tell the mind, stop, go away, you're not there. But Prabhupada says you cannot kill the mind. We are not trying to stop the desires. We are trying to change the quality. Again, it's not minus Maya, it's plus Krishna. So if you have a higher taste, then naturally lower things will be removed. So we have beautiful guidelines. We have Stotra Ratna by Yamunacharya, we have Sharanagati by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we have Manak Shiksha by Raghunath Das Goswami, which help us deal with the mind. Deal with the mind and then not deny. Without denying, we do not say, no, I don't have. We say, yes, I have anger, lust, envy, greed, but I serve Krishna anyway. Okay, this is there. So you don't try to fight it. You say, dear mind, yeah, terrible, or very bad. So somebody said that they were able to stop smoking for 30 years now. How? By one rule. They decided that if they want to smoke, they will smoke again, but after 15 minutes. So when they have a strong desire, they say, okay, I will. But okay, let's wait 15 minutes. And when 15 minutes passes, the urge goes away. Right? So in the same way, you can do this with the mind. You say, yeah, so okay, let's come back to this. Yeah, it's there. We will think about it. But now let's read some Shastra. Let's go to the temple. Let's do Kirtan. Let's chant Hare Krishna. And then you redirect, you refocus. And then by this higher taste, the mind gradually loses the grip on you. You turn to Krishna. Basically, we have three responses in this world. Normal response is karma and jnana. So when something happens, we usually either approach it with the attitude of karma, we try harder, try again. Or jnana, let's analyze it. Let's analyze it. Yeah, so the two, karma and jnana. But Raghunath Das Goswami says, there is a beautiful verse that Raghunath Das Goswami has written. Actually, I don't know if it is there. Yeah, it's there. It's in, okay. Asat cheshta kashta pada Pradavikata pasali viriha prakamam kamadi pragadapadapati vyatikarai gale badvahanyeham iti bhakavid varnapagane kurutam putkaran avadisayatha tvam manaita. He says, dear mind, if you're attacked by the highway robbers of lust, anger, greed, like you're on a dark forest road, and terrible guys come out with guns and say, hey, come here. Then what can we do? And they come with the ropes to bind you. Yeah? So we have normally two approaches. We think, okay, let me fight. But if they are 6 trained people, representatives of Maya, who is stronger? So karma, try harder, doesn't really work. So then we can think, okay, let's try jnana, let's analyze. Why do I have lust? Maybe in my childhood, my mother traumatized me. Therefore, now I try to find satisfaction in the opposite sex to remove. Will it stop the lust or envy or anger? It's like these 6 dacoits, and you tell them, guys, let's talk. What's your name? And what's your relationship with your parents? I think you are here because of some childhood traumas. Will they stop attacking you? Will they stop grabbing your money? Is it a good policy to deal with the dacoits? So Raghunath Das Goswami says, if you are attacked by these dacoits, the best thing you should do, you should immediately scream for help. Krishna! Actually, recently I read that it's recommended. If you're attacked, scream. Best run away, of course. That's also connected to karma, but you cannot run away from your mind, right? But if you sincerely, so it's a third method. You're not trying your own strength, and you're not just trying to analyze it. You are turning for help to Krishna. And then he says, definitely Krishna, the killer of Baka, with his friends, they will protect you. He and his devotees, they will protect you, his associates. So now you know what to do. Of course, as Gaudiyas, we will scream, Gauranga! Gauranga! You feel shy. You would be attacked by the dacoits. Try again. Gauranga! Nityananda! Or in Vrindavan, they say, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. So that's his recommendation. That instead of trying karma or trying jnana, try bhakti. Go for shelter to Krishna, pray to Krishna, chant his name, go to devotees. Actually, this is Ramanuja's, one of the last Ramanuja's Acharya's instructions, that if you tried everything, you tried Shastra, you tried your own intelligence, you tried controlling some anartha, and it doesn't work. Then he says, just go to devotees and just sit with devotees. Just be with them. And it's amazing. Sometimes even very, very new devotees, they can change your life. It's my frequent experience. The newest person can give you incredible advice. Because devotees are channels of mercy. Krishna gives mercy through devotees. They are empowered. He gives the purse with mercy to his devotees. They carry his mercy to give out. They decide who gets. So therefore, if you need mercy, then we can go to devotees. We turn to Krishna. We try bhakti as the method for dealing with the anarthas. So it sounds a little simple, but it's the essence. Instead of being self-centered, we shift attention from Maya, from the mind, from the self to Krishna. And Krishna is all powerful. If I have to look at my anarthas, I'm lost. I'm finished. Because they are huge. But if I look at Krishna, Krishna is bigger. Krishna is stronger. Right? If I look at Maya, I'm finished. She's Daivi Hesha Gunamayi. She's Krishna's energy. In Hari Bhakti Sudaya, Prahlad Maharaj says, some people begin devotional service, and after some time, they are happy. So this is, this Utsahamai, enthusiasm. But after some time, their lust, anger, envy grow to the sky like the Himalayas. And he says, some people give up, but they miss the chance. They totally misunderstand the idea. And other people, they very humbly take shelter in Krishna. They say, okay, I'm helpless. I cannot stop my mind. I cannot conquer Maya. But Krishna, I will serve you anyway. So instead of looking at this Ananta, they look at Krishna. And when they do this Himalaya shrinks. Whoop! Because Krishna, like one of my Brahmacharya Ashram buddies, he said, my Maya is terrible. My Maya is very bad. But Krishna is stronger. If I say that I have such bad anarthas that Krishna cannot conquer, I'm saying that my Maya is stronger than Krishna, which is nonsense. Right? Krishna is stronger. So he can easily say, like Manidhar Prabhu says that if we go to some house and a dog attacks us, right? So if the master tells the dog, then the dog leaves us alone. Actually, I had this experience in Germany. I was running in Toto Gopinath's place in the forest. He had forest in Dortmund. And then I had some lecture and I didn't hear. And then I ran over one hill and then I was turning and then I hear, halt! I stop and I turn around and I see there is a big black dog right at my foot. And just about to bite. And his master is behind, said, halt! And he's like, he's running away. Did you see? He's running away. Maybe I should bite him. Definitely a rascal, some rascal, Otherwise, why he's running away, right? So I should bite him. So you could see this dog, they are very inspired. If somebody's running away, they must attack. So he's almost, he's already here. But he's trained dog, so German also. So the master says, halt, stop. So he's controlling himself, So he's looking at the master. Maybe, are you sure? Maybe I should just, to be on the safe side, maybe I should bite him once. He says, no, come back, come here. And he says, Entschuldigung, please forgive me. Then I slowly walked away and he went back. So this is the example that I even watched one seminar, what to do when the dog attacks you. And they say you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your arm. There's no way to actually beat the dog. You offer them the forearm. Usually they put something, wrap around, if you have something, wrap around. And then they bite here. And then you grab them by the neck and then you press their neck. But they have to bite. So even the professional martial artists, they say, well, you have to let him bite. You cannot avoid being bitten. But if you know the master, and if the master tells him, stop, he will not bite you.
A trained dog.
Yeah. Well, Maya is not just trained, she's a Vaishnavi, right? So she's definitely... If Krishna says, don't touch him, he's my devotee. Also, 2753, Brahmaji says, if you study Maya in connection with Krishna, she will not put you in illusion. Because she's a Vaishnava. She's a Vaishnava. And all the elements are Vaishnavas also. That's the secret why matter can be used for self-realization. Otherwise, how can you know transcendent God with material eyes, tongue, ears, letters, sound? It's impossible. How can material touch transcendental? It doesn't work. But this is the secret, that matter has two functions. Patanjali says also, this is bhoga and apavarga. One function is give you bhoga, we like to think that bhoga is enjoyment, but more correct translation will be experience. Yeah? It's like the sad joke that sometimes in our life our plans end in enjoyment, but usually it's experience. Yeah? Not to call it suffering, let's call it experience. We plan it as enjoyment, but we end up getting experience. Bhukti means experience. We like to translate this as enjoying, but the precise term is experience. So this is one purpose, to let us experiment with our plans to control and enjoy. But the same matter, the same energy, the same elements have the second function, apavarga, to bring us out to the spiritual world. This is like Prabhupada gives the example, electricity. You can use it for the fridge, for producing cold, or you can use it for the heater to produce heat. Same energy, opposite results. Same with material energy. Same energy, but you can either become more bound or you can become free using this body, human body.
Can you go to that blue slide which you had with 9 listings? I have one question here, which I sometimes see. Where Jiva Daya comes in, which stage?
Jiva Daya. So, Jiva Daya is practice. Is for somebody who is perfect, so we can say already from Ruci.
What was Nishtha again? How you define
Nishtha being steady, being steady, fixed in our devotional service. So at Ruci, it will be very natural. That's how Bhaktivinoda Thakur comments on Shikshashtaka. Nadhanam, Najanam, Nasundarim. He says this describes the stage of Ruci. So the verse sounds very negative. I don't want wealth, followers, whatever, being a poet. But he says, why? Because you have a higher taste. So by higher taste, you can say, I don't care about these other things. Not even for liberation. So by Ruci, obviously, you will feel taste. So therefore, your Jiva Doya, mercy to living entities, will be natural. Will flow freely. Before it, it will be practice. You will practice. You will wake up in the morning, you're grumpy, tired, and you think, may everybody be happy. Sarve sukhino bhavantu. May the whole world be happy. And it helps, you know.
But I have one more.
Even you say it like by force, it helps.
Yeah,
it switches the direction.
Mode of thinking.
Yeah.
But I see, for example, Christians, and I have one respect for them, that I don't know, do they go through this process for their Jiva Daya? Because they start very early with the Jiva Daya.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, Munich, the city we are sitting in, when the whole refugee flood came from all
they
people
all
were on the station, you know, helping and distributing water.
Nice.
I don't know what else to call it. Not Jiva Daya, would it be? All the countries kicked them out.
This is very nice.
To us. And these are the people like on the station welcoming these unknown people.
You can see this is part of characteristics of a Madhyam Bhakta. So Kanishta Bhakta, Madhyam Bhakta, and Uttama. And Madhyam Bhakta is Ishvare tadadhineshu balisheshu dvishatsu cha. Prema to Ishvara, Maitri to devotees, friendship, Kripa, mercy to Balisheshu. Prabhupada translates innocent, but innocent, it's an old British usage, doesn't mean not guilty, means ignorant, like children. Balisheshu means like children, meaning they don't know better. They can be like even demoniac, but not because they are demoniac, but just because they don't know better. They are under the influence of some propaganda or something.
Never got a chance to know.
Yeah. So to them, mercy. Madhyam practices mercy. And even to demons, he doesn't practice hatred, he practices upeksha. Yah karoti samadhima. And it doesn't just drop from the sky, it's yah karoti. He's doing it. You know, it's an effort, it's a practice. Of course, out of these, the most challenging is actually friendship. Because I can, even with the material contamination, to give mercy sort of is flattering for my ego to some extent. But to tolerate another person as equal, forgive him and accept him and be kind to him, that's already means ego has to be really worked on. And if I speak with him about Krishna, that means that Krishna for me is real. Not official program in a temple, but part of my real life. So some devotees try to divide these 9 steps into Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam. And there is one way to do this, where you say that the first 3 are Kanishta, where you have Shraddha is Kanishta Kanishta, Sadhusanga Kanishta Madhyam, and Bhajana Kriya Kanishta Uttam, or Uttam Kanishta, so top of the Kanishtas, Kanishta Bhaktas. And then Anartha Nivritti is Kanishta is in Madhyams, he's Kanishta, so Kanishta Madhyam, he's Madhyam Kanishta, he's the first of the Kanishtas. Sorry, he's the first of the Madhyams. And then Nishta, that's Madhyam. And Ruci is Uttam Madhyam. It's one way to explain it. Although some people say that Madhyam starts with Nishta, because they say Ka Nishta, Ka is the suffix, diminutive.
Kanishta.
Yeah, so like you have, in many languages, you have some name, Sasha, Sashka. Ka, like it's the small, to make something smaller, right? And Ka means like the younger brother. So Ka Nishta is the younger brother of Nishta, before Nishta. So some people say that.
So you put Jiva there around Ruci, that's what you said, right?
At Ruci it will be spontaneous. At Ruci Jiva Doya will be spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
But before it will, basically we can see that at Bhajana Kriya you are practicing it already.
Yeah. Even by
force,
effort.
yes, by effort, yeah.
By self-effort.
Yeah.
Where the determination will come? That is Nishta or because that is steadiness?
At Bhajana Kriya it's flickering.
Yeah.
At Anartha Nivritti you are working on it. And at Nishta you are able to conquer the challenges. Challenges can be there, but you are able to consistently overcome them. Nishta, right? So 51-49. Not 50-50, but slightly more on the better side. So this way you are consistently able to overcome it.
And I want one more question with this step process you are saying. How the 4 regulative principles which we have, do they also have a correlation with these 9 things, or there's like a prerequisite to start number 1?
No, it's for Bhajana Kriya.
Okay.
For Bhajana, because you can see Srila Prabhupada connects it with initiation, and you can see that Srila Prabhupada brilliantly connected initiation with these principles.
Okay, never mind.
That to take initiation, take the 4.
Okay, in that sense, but that connection I never read or studied.
Yeah, like in 410, Prabhupada, where he explains in the Gita, where he explains these many places, but for example in the purport to 410. Yeah, but in the purport he lists all the 9 steps, and then he says in the next stage one becomes initiated by an elevated spiritual master, and under his instruction the neophyte devotee begins the process of devotional service. This is Srila Prabhupada's translation of Bhajana Kriya. So he connects it with initiation. But just initiation, the person may still struggle with it. It's still Anartha Nivritti, and until Nishta there may be some difficulty following them easily. You are saying
Harinam initiation or the Brahman?
Harinam, Prabhupada puts it with Harinam initiation, which is, how to say, slightly innovative.
Yeah, it I think never was in Gaudiya.
Yeah. Why? Because they didn't even have to make it a vow. It was selbstverständlich. It was taken for granted that obviously, what meat, what kind of meat, what are you talking about? Of course, no meat, no gambling, obviously, no alcohol, of course. But Prabhupada knew, if he doesn't make it clear, We will, even he makes it clear, still we think, maybe, a little here, we can bend the rules
No
here.
tea coffee.
Huh?
No tea coffee.
Somewhere, something. So therefore he made it very clear that, okay, these are the principles, even though he says that good qualities are not necessary to practice separately, yes, but then he, ahimsa, all good qualities come automatically.
Oh, okay.
This is Mahatma's point. Mahatma Prabhu, he says, some devotees like this statement, good qualities are developed automatically in a devotee. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavata kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate sura.
Which verse is this?
This is 5:18. 5:18. 12. 5:18, 12. But then Mahatma Prabhu says yes, but then you can see that Srila Prabhupada says it, but then he makes devotees take a vow to not eat meat. So there has to be some practice also. There has to be some effort, some clear goal setting also for practicing these good qualities. Ahimsa, Jivadoya.
And coming back to your slide again, so you're saying that these qualities will develop when you get Harinam initiation, you become a devotee.
That's where you take a vow.
Okay, when you take a vow.
Yeah, you take a vow for regulative principles. Then Anartha Nivriti, you purify your mind from improper tendencies. And then at Nishta, you have learned the art.
So it's about the vows of the four regulative. It's not initiation per se. It's about vows you can take. I mean, okay, you can take with the
actually in our society it's even before.
Yeah, exactly. So vows can be done on individual level.
One has to have practiced them for 2 years. Some gurus even give 5 years before initiation. One has to practice it. Okay. And at Nishta you already are skillful at focusing on Krishna. So you are skillful at catching your attention from anarthas and directing your attention to Krishna, and therefore you are already easily able to control your mind. Not by force, but by you like a skillful mother with a child. Oh yeah, okay. Look, here's a sweet. Oh, let's go see Krishna. Look, how Krishna is beautifully dressed. Let's read the Bhagavatam. And the mind is capable. You can train the mind like this. Not by force. By force, it doesn't really work. So that's Nishta. And then Ruci. Ruci is already beautiful, very beautiful stage. It's compared. So if Shraddha is compared to 1 paisa.
Indian money?
Yeah, old money. That's actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur's comparison. He says, in the market of the holy name, prema is the golden coin, 1 golden rupee. Bhava is half a rupee, is 1 silver coin. Yes. Then Shraddha is the first real money, 1 paisa. It's 1/64. And then Nishta is 2 annas, that's 4 2 annas, 4 paisa, correct? No, 8 paisa. I get lost here.
Old method, even we don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is already.
No one used it.
Yeah, it's since I think 100 years ago. So Nishta, that's I think 4 or 8. 8, 16, 32. No, that's 4. Nishta, this is 4 paisa. Nishta is 4 paisa, 1 anna. 1 anna or 2 annas? 1 anna. So Nishta is 4 paisa. Right? So that's real money, and that's already something solid. And he says that for Nishta you can buy Rupa Yuktanama, chanting the name, which reveals you Krishna's form. Truly. Not just an image, but actually Krishna reveals himself. He enters this form. You perceive true form of Krishna. Then
is Nishtha the four regulative principles, vow of that four regulative principles, is that Nishtha? What will it look like in daily life, Nishtha? What it will be having characteristics of?
we discussed this in the morning, that
Okay.
the person doesn't fall asleep during japa
Okay.
or during reading. The person
Okay.
is not distracted during japa, dikshapa, no distraction. The person also is not indifferent to the holy name. Like, he's not falling asleep, he's not distracted, but sometimes there is also apratipati, lack of taste. So that also is not there. He is steady in his appreciation of bhakti and japa and shravanam and kirtanam.
And then when one gives surrender to Krishna,
So at Nishtha, you are Sharanagata. You have successfully taken shelter in Krishna and surrendered. Before it, you are working on it. Anartha Nivriti, you are working on surrendering. On surrendering your ego, surrendering all the... So that's Anartha Nivriti. And at Nishtha, you have surrendered. You are Sharanagata. You are already under Krishna's shelter. And then Ruci is 8 paisa or 2 anna. Yes, so that's two copper coins. And this is very wonderful level. For this you can buy Guna Yuktanama, you can realize Krishna's qualities. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, how does he describe it? He says that here your taste becomes your guru. In other words, already, basically you can see, this is probably where, because anarthas are not there, and you are steady, you can hear Krishna's help more clearly. And Krishna always tries to help us, but we will always misinterpret. We will always mix it. That's why we have to confirm it with the Guru and Shastra. Even if he comes in a dream, like Niranjana Swami, I remember I was with him in New Mayapur, Ukraine, and I forgot, I think I went to take a rest before, after Mangalarati or something, and then, I don't know, it's very funny, every time I sleep at, especially when we had ISKCON Guru Puja, if you remember, many years ago, we had Guru Puja to all the ISKCON Gurus. If I slept at this time, even if I go to take a nap, in a dream I see all the Gurus on the altar. I know, something connected with them. They come and, they tell me something. It's very amazing. So here I went for a nap and I saw him in a dream, Niranjana Swami. And then he comes into the room. So I get up, I offer obeisances, and he asked me something, I told him something, and then I said, Maharaj, I just saw you in a dream. He said, oh really? He said, when was it? I said, well, it was, like 15 minutes ago. He said, what was I doing 15 minutes ago? He said, oh yeah, I went to your dream, correct, yes, I went. I went to you in a dream. I entered your dream, correct, yes. And then he said, did I smash you in a dream? I said, yes, Maharaj, you chastised me. He said, okay, then it's a correct dream. That was me. It was not an illusion. Because, what we like to think that Guru Maharaj came and said, you are good, you can do any damn thing or something. Yeah? So that's illusion. But he says, if I came and chastised you, okay, that was me. That you can safely accept this. Because this is also his very important service, to make us serious. So at Ruci, you can see that this will be more reliable. These intuitions will be more reliable. Prabhupada says, the devotee is in a very fortunate position in the Gita, he says, because everything is inspired by Krishna from within and confirmed by Guru from without. So nicely said. But before anarthas are removed, we will not know, is it the mind or is it Krishna? So you may know this, you may have this experience. So often, I remember once I'm going down to give a class, and all of a sudden a thought comes, take a torchlight. I think, why why should I take a torchlight to the class? What a stupid idea. It's strange, logic makes no sense. Completely illogical. So I ignore this idea, go down. And then after half an hour, the electricity is switched off. And then I remember, I had this idea, take a torchlight. It would be very helpful to read the book, the torchlight. And then I remember, so that was not just speculation, it was Krishna. He was warning me, take the torchlight. But I don't know, is it mind or is it Krishna? Because so often it's just some crazy idea of the mind. So at Ruci, it's more less anarthas, less speculation, less ego, therefore much more, much less noise in the mind, and positive true taste. So therefore much more chance that we can hear Krishna's communications from inspiration from the heart. And some other beautiful qualities of Ruci are, you never get tired. Even if you do get tired, it's a happy tiredness. I don't even know if I should say it. Anyway, Vishwanath Thakur says it, so I will also say it. He says it's like a lover after amorous night. Mm-hmm. They are tired but happy. Very risky. Vishwanath Thakur is amazing. He gives such risky comparisons. No problem. He gives like also in the Gita, introduction. That's from Vishwanath Thakur. That we should do our duty like a woman with a paramour.
With a
lover, secret lover. She does her duty even more carefully. So in the same way, Bhakta should do his material duties even more carefully, so that nobody suspects anything. So that's very risky, risque comment. But Vishwanath Thakur is very rasika, so he gives all such comments. So, no fatigue when chanting and hearing.
What is fatigue?
Tiredness. Great attachment for hearing and chanting. So, sometimes we push ourselves, do more and more, but it works only as long as we are young. Mm-hmm. But then you see some devotees can go for decades without sleep, like my Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. It's incredible. When I go with him traveling, after 3 days I'm dead. When I was 20, okay, I could take it. But already at 27, 3 days I'm finished. Jayapataka Maharaj, he needed 7 servants rotating, to be able to keep up with him. He was going non-stop. And or Srila Prabhupada, you can see he's sleeping. One reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, so your disciples are distributing books in the street for 12 hours, yes? Yes. And they sleep how much? He says, 6 hours. He asked, 6 hours. And how much do you sleep? He thought, got you. Swamiji is sleeping, for 10 hours. And his disciples are running around. And he says, I'm going to bed at 10 and I get up to translate at 12. So some disciple tells Prabhupada, so Swamiji sleeps 4 hours. And Prabhupada says, no, from 10 to 12 is 2 hours. So I have seen yogis who don't sleep. And they look so tired, black eyes and half dead. But you can see at Prabhupada, or you may know yourself, if you don't sleep for a long time, angry, irritable, difficult to make a decision, and so many things are there. But you can look at Prabhupada, he's happy. Even though he's sleeping 2 hours in the evening, maybe 1 hour afternoon, plus massage or something, he's not tired, he's not angry, he doesn't have black eye, black bags under his eyes. So that's a sign of a level. That's a sign of an advanced level, Ruci. So it's natural at this level. Before it, we should, yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtava bodhasya. We should have it regulated. Not too much, not too little. Regarding this, Srila Prabhupada sometimes emphasized 6 hours, but and therefore devotees will sleep even less than 6, because they will cut exactly six, then go later to bed, and then they are tired. Sometimes devotees drive themselves to nervous breakdown, actually. But you can see, I checked actually, that when Prabhupada started preaching, so that was 50 years ago, or 60 years ago, the average amount of time an American was sleeping was 9 hours. So he was sleeping to break this tamasic oversleeping. Okay, 9 hours, that's still, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, it's like the upper limit of, still permissible amount of sleep. Above 9 hours, that's already too much. So 8 maybe is what the karmis are saying is the normal average for a normal person. And Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was saying that devotees, we get 8 hours. Says we have 6 hours scheduled sleep plus 2 hours japa. And then 1 bonus hour of the Bhagavatam class. So extra. Actually, it has truth. If you can chant in total samadhi, it is better than... If you can be free from false ego, you don't need as much sleep. Basically, we require sleep because of the false ego. I require sleep to rest my false ego. It's not that the body gets tired. The ego gets tired because the whole day I have to pretend, I am big, I am great, And of course I get tired, So I need time to, I'm nothing.
Ego charging.
Yes. But a sadhu doesn't have an ego. So that's why he needs less, he can do with less sleep. Or if you actually enter samadhi during japa, then also that is much better than sleep. Otherwise you see what you need, 7 hours, 8 hours. It's better than crashing your car into a wall. We have lost too many devotees to car crashes because of sleep deprivation. Actually, a person who is sleep deprived even 20 minutes is like, has reaction time like a drunk. Like, if you drink half a liter of hard liquor, like gin or whiskey or something, and drive. That's how you are behaving on sleep deprivation. And correspondingly, the IQ decision capacity drops. So Krishna says you have to see the proper amount, not too much, but also not too little. And for some people, it's 6 hours. Some people can do even on 5 hours. Some lucky people even on 4. I think Napoleon was one of those, right? He could do on 4 easily. Some others. So we regulate until we reach Ruci. Okay. Any comments on this? Questions?
What is about to sleep earlier?
That's the best. Yeah. Also, I remember I asked the guys in the Mayapur Gurukul how much they give time to the boys, children, because I read that they need much more. So I was afraid maybe they forced them to sleep, 6 hours, these little kids. And he said, well, the little children, we put them to bed at 6. And we do rise them for Mangalarti. So they, so they get 10 hours, right? 10 hours. But then he says, the hours before midnight are counted double.
Yeah, that's true.
Counted double. Then between 12 and 4 are counted normal. And after sunrise, it's counted half. Yeah? So it's so therefore, if you go early, then it's much more.
Prabhupada said this, or there is any reference for this?
It's a yoga,
It's
classic yoga.
If you sleep early, you will see that by 2-1 you will not give. Because you have finished that double count actually. So.
Even my sleep tracker, if I fall asleep after 10, it says, if you go to bed after 10, your immunity drops and you become sick and your mental capacity drops. So just go to bed earlier.
Because it's actually also good, like he was telling, you sleep at 8 o'clock and then we wake up at 1 o'clock.
You wait 1 or 2,
Then you read books, if possible.
All right. So, this is the beginning of our discussion of Ruci. There are some more points about two types of Ruci. Another point that is made by the Acharyas, all the Acharyas, if you don't have this taste, we should not stop. Like the classic example is jaundice. That at jaundice, especially hepatitis E and some tropical variety of jaundice, they hate sweet. Even ordinary jaundice, they have a strange attitude towards sweet things, sugar. But for some jaundices, they actually don't like sugar. But sugar is nourishment for the liver. So very often it's a very simple first remedy for jaundice. They just give a syrup, sugar syrup or something, glucose, to nurture liver so that liver recovers better from inflammation from jaundice. So the classic example that we are afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, and therefore the super sweet holy name seems not tasty, seems even bitter to us. Holy name, Krishna Bhakti, holy name, it speaks about the holy name. Actually it says, Ata Sri Krishna Nama, Sa Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya. Krishna Nama Charita Adi. So his name, Leela and qualities and everything, because of Sitapya Vidya, because of the avidya jaundice, we are afflicted by avidya jaundice, narochikam, we don't experience the taste. But if we relish it day after day, adarat. Adarat means carefully, literally it means with respect. So therefore Prabhupada also means attentively and without offenses. Because respect is the opposite of offenses. So then Swadvikramat Bhavati Tat Gadamula Hantri. That then it becomes tasty and removes the root of the disease, uproots the disease. And the taste returns.
I have one more question here. I've been many times to Christian monasteries and I saw them, especially the Catholic ones, they chant the Heilige Maria, the Mother Mary prayer on their beads, like for we do our chanting. But they have really like this continuously they can do. They don't even count how much time they do, but I observed when I was living with the monks there that they would just continue doing it. So I don't know, maybe we are describing the thing, these symptoms. It was very to me these three symptoms was Ruci. But at the same time, they don't follow the regulated principle which we call as prerequisite to, or if I understood you correctly, as a prerequisite to achieve this Ruci. So how they are able to achieve such a taste for their chanting? Like they wake up also in midnight, like at 8 they will sleep, then they wake up at around 11 to do the midnight prayer and then again 3.
So I heard a nice comparison today, or yesterday, in Romapad Swami's class on these 9 stages. There he says that these stages are not like separate buckets. Right? That you get out of Shraddha and you go into the Sadhusanga bucket, that you can get out of it. No, it's the spectrum. It's the increase. Already at Shraddha there is some Ruci. At Nishtha there is a lot of Ruci. But at Ruci this is total Ruci, right? But then it increases more to Asakti and Bhav. So at previous stages we see even before Shraddha there can be a reflection of ecstasy. Sometimes. It's described. It's Rati Abhas. Rupa Goswami.
So you think that Ruci they might have manifesting that can be inspired from anywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But here it's overwhelming. It's the guiding inspiration, guiding force for a devotee. So much so that he just never feels tired. So much inspiration is there. So much taste is there. Hare Krishna. Some of us are not on that level, so therefore we call it the day or the night and sweet dreams, Hare Krishna, so that hopefully by Krishna's mercy we can continue tomorrow with attentive chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,